Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. This is going to be SNS 20. Got another fun-filled episode for you in store, I hope anyway. So, I got a lot of subject matter that I want to talk to you about this week. And I've got me a little list here of some things, that some subjects I'm going to tell you about. Don't have a whole lot of work to show you, but I do have some video clips. We've got the cylinder that I built that you've already seen, those videos. I've got the video clip that where we test that, and I show you testing it, and then after it's painted. And I also have another clip of another hydraulic cylinder that I built this week. And it was another custom build, and I didn't show much of the machine work of that. I've got a little bit of the machine work on video that if I have time in this video, I'll show you a little bit of it. So we'll just, I'll see how it goes. So anyway, you're going to see a little bit of that cylinder, so it's coming up. So I got me a little list here of some subjects that I want to go over in this video. I've been kind of taking notes of a couple things that people have asked me about. I've had some questions about my Armstrong tool holder. I'm going to get that out. I'm going to show you which one I use. I've had a lot of people ask me about fits and tolerances for hydraulics. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I've also got my hydraulic book that I go into, that I use for all my references for my fits. Whenever I'm doing my machine work, it's what I use to tell me my sizes and tolerances that I need whenever I'm machining glands, pistons, rods, you name it. So I'm going to show that book to you, and hopefully it'll help some of you guys out. I've also got a couple more books that I want to share with you. One of them is a steel book that I think is pretty cool. I think you guys will like it. One more book that I'll pull out and show you. We'll talk about the ceiling a little bit. We got a little bit more done on the ceiling. Give you an update there. Okay, I've got some more. I don't have viewer mail this week. I've actually got some tools, some new tool acquisitions in the shop. We're going to go over those. And the hydraulic testing video, I've already mentioned that. And then got one more thing here that I will discuss later in the video. Okay. Okay, here's the cylinder built and ready to test. Alright, that's extend. And by the way, this is a pneumatic cylinder. I forgot to mention that. And it's actually sealed up good. No leaks as far as I know. There's a little soapy water right here. There's your packing there. O-ring and wiper is between the gland and the tube here. No bubbles. Check my weld there. Well, I'm doing the back side. It's not pressurized on that side there. We're just on the front, so we're just focusing on the gland and the head. All right, you want to go ahead and extend it back out? Alright, now we're up to shop pressure. Now this here is just the threads on this fitting here. That's no biggie. No leaks. All right, that's it. It's tested, now it's ready to paint. We'll give you a final shot of it whenever it's got some blue on it. All right, so here is my Armstrong tool bit holder that I've had people ask me about, so I thought I'd go ahead and show this. I've already talked about it once before, but I'll go ahead and show you again because I've had guys curious about it. All right, so this one here is an Armstrong T2S. And what this one is, this one's actually was designed for carbide tools. There's a carbide tool bit, and it has a straight angle on it, or a neutral rake. The ones made for high speed has an angle, that square hole is broached at an angle, and the tool will be sitting in there like that. And you also have a left and a right. I believe that's what the S was the straight. It's a straight tool. So anyway, you see me use this all the time because this is a very convenient way to hold a 3/8 tool. Whenever I need to do some, hold a turning tool or a chamfering tool or whatever. This is the one. I keep it in a holder. It's one of my holders here, and it fits. Now, I will tell you, if you're planning on using one of these, this size here for a 3/8 tool bit, you're gonna end up having to mill it either on the top or the bottom, because it depends on what size Armstrong tool holder. Aloris. If you're using a CA, which I believe is a number 250 for the import crap, you're gonna have to take some of this off to be able to fit, because my tool holders hold up to 1.25 inch shank. So these Armstrong holders fit in here. So, and you should have I've got the original wrenches for it that you use to tighten the square-headed set screw up. So I think that about covers it. If you want to know what it was, I use a T2S, and I do have a couple of these that I use. So there it is. There's your tool holder. I think most of you guys know now that I work on hydraulics for a living during the day. That's my job at work, is to build and repair hydraulic cylinders and gearbox parts and whatever else comes in there. But it's mainly hydraulics in a gearbox shop. All right, so I've had a lot of people ask me about seals. I'm trying to remember. Michael Reggie, actually, he had asked me, because he works on cylinders also, and he had asked me where I source my parts from and get materials and stuff like that. I'm not going to talk about materials, but I will talk about the seals, and also how to use this book to size up your fits and your tolerances and things like that. So this is last year's book. It's Hercules Hydraulics. And I believe, I don't know if anybody, it's like a private individual can buy. You might have to have a business. I really don't know, but they're a good company to source parts from, and they have almost anything you need. So I want to show this. I want to spend a few minutes on this book and show you what's in it and how I use it. And I'm going to start with this right here. Okay, inch seals, and this is a profile index, and I want to make sure that I got a good shot of all this. I think I got it there. So anytime you have a seal out of a hydraulic, a pneumatic, anything like that, you can usually, once you use them enough, or you work on them enough, you start kind of recognizing the types of seals. But there's a lot of different kinds of seals, and you can take that seal and you can look at it and you can compare it to the picture in the book here, and you see they all have different names for the style of the seal. All right, so this is like, these are all rod seals. These will go in your glands, and this will seal against the rod. All right, here's some piston seals here. All right, and then we get into U seals, which is you can use for a rod or a piston. There's buffer seals right here, which is a two-piece style of seal, also kind of known as PTFE seals, buffer seals. I'm trying to, I think they're in here a little bit further. Here's all of your V packing. There's piston cups. These are multi-piston called T seals right here. All right, here is all your like your PTFE style seals along this page, and we deal with a lot of these also. I remember seeing Keith Fenner install one of these on one of his jobs, and we deal with them all the time. So you got your PTFE style seals here. There's all kinds of different style of piston seals for different specific makes they got in here. All right, here's wear bands. There's wear band material where you can cut your own. All right, you get into your rod wipers here. Different style of rod wipers. More rod wipers, oil seals. All right, then we have a section for O-rings, square O-rings, quad rings. What else we got right here? Now, I don't use all this stuff in here, so I'm looking at everything. And then you got backups, which you usually use for O-rings or piston seal. Sometimes you have a backup behind a piston seal. And then of course snap rings. All right, and you go on down a little further, and then we get into the metric. See, this is all metric stuff, and it's basically the same thing, except the metrics are listed. They have a different name, a different title next to that style of seal. So they have all of the different metric style seals, wipers, piston seals, low friction PTFE seals, O-rings, wear bands. There's all your wear bands, rod wipers. You know, so they got pretty much everything you need. So what you do is say you got a cylinder apart and you got a piston seal that's deteriorated, cracked, and broken apart. You look at it and you compare it to these cutaway pictures here, and you see which one you got. So let's just go. We'll go with a DPU, heavy duty piston U seal. We use a lot of these right here. It's made out of urethane, good for 6,000 psi. So it's page 37 to 42. Let's just let's flip there real quick. There's too many to show, so I'm just picking one here. All right. So this is where it starts talking about DPU heavy duty piston U seals, and they list them in different cross sections. And this is the part number. It gives you your nominal ID, OD, and the height, which is kind of also be considered like the thickness of it. So here it lists your groove width, your groove diameter, your bore diameter, and it also gives you a tolerance there. And there's quite a few of this style right here. So you see it just keeps going and going. So your cross section is the difference between your ID and your OD. So, you know, a 1/2 inch cross section here, you'd have here's a 6 inch ID, 7 inch OD. So the wall thickness is 1/2 inch. It's considered cross section when you're talking about seals. So let's just look at that one again. Okay, so you got a 6x7. The height on this one is 3/4. So your groove width is right here. It tells you D, your groove width will be 781 thousandths wide plus 15 thousandths minus 0. Okay, your groove diameter 6 inches plus 0 minus 10 thousandths. All right, your bore diameter, which would be like your barrel, your tube, will be 7 inches, and it lists it as plus 5 thousandths minus 0. So it does a good job giving you a range of what you need to be in. And anytime that you've got seals, you can, if you got this book, you can go to this book, find your seal, find it in here, and it gives you your dimensions that you need to cut your grooves that you got to cut in your parts, whether it be a piston, a rod gland, inside a tube, anything. And and it's a great book, and it's another tool that we use. There's one more section I want to show you. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I want to talk about O-rings real quick. O-rings used to, before I started doing this type of work, I always had a hard time fitting O-rings properly. Okay, here we go. And what I love about this book is that with O-rings, this very first page right here gives you all of your dimensions that you need to know for any size O-ring. It doesn't matter if it's a standard size or a metric. This would be standard sizing right here. There's also a section for metric. So O-rings are classified as like a 0 series or 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the the wall thickness of the O-ring itself. And what it does here is it gives you the dimensions that you need to know when you want to cut an O-ring groove in a part. It depends on what size O-ring that you've got. It tells you the groove width. Here, this gives you your groove width, and it also tells you your groove depth, and that's per side. And I guess we got the fire trucks again outside. This section right here is for reciprocating seals. This chart right up here is for your static seals. So if I wanted to cut a groove, say in a rod that is going to seal the idea of a piston, I'm looking at the static seal section right here. So it gives you a lot of really good info right there. Like I said, your groove depth, how much squeeze you should have on an O-ring, the groove width here, what you need to have, no backup, one backup, two backups, as it's showing up here, up at the top. So this is a really, really useful page right here, and I use it all the time. I've pretty much got to where when I got to cut an O-ring, a lot of times I remember how deep I got to cut it because it's the same every time. It just depends on what cross-section O-ring that you're using. So, all right, I think I talked about this enough. If you're in the business, you guys doing work, or you need to source some hydraulic seals, give Hercules a call, ask them for a catalog, and they will send you one. I've also got one more book right here. I'll show you real quick. All right, this is their cylinder repair parts catalog, and they sell lots of parts, all the hard parts, pretty much anything you need that you're going to need to build your cylinder. They have a lot of pre-manufactured parts like the rod glands, clevises, pins, pistons, and they also sell lots of hydraulic cylinders too. They have a lot in here that's already built and ready to go. So yeah, so that's what we use right there, Hercules Hydraulics. So give them a call, get you a book, even if it's to use to source your dimensional needs for whenever you're doing some machine work. It's a great book. All right, okay guys, there it is, finished up. Got a little blast of blue paint on it. Got it assembled. So it's ready to ship out. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Next little book here I want to show you. It's actually a brochure. This is mine, come from our shop, and this is a little book from Southern Alloy. And it was a source, it still is a source for pretty much any size cast iron or bronze that you need. Now, they've since been bought out or changed their name. They're not called Southern Alloy anymore. They're called Durabar. I believe it's Durabar Metal Services. They still have the same stuff, but I believe it was Tom Lipton had asked me about that video of the cylinder that I just did, and you see me machining that rod eye. It was out of a big piece of bronze. All right, this is who we got it from, except it's called Durabar. So I wanted to show this because this is a cool book, and it's a very good company to buy from when you need some cast iron. The kind of stuff that you're not going to find on the McMaster car catalog or MSC, online. Sometimes you need a big piece of steel or something rectangular shape that you can't find. And that's what Southern Alloy was always great about. Any size cast tubing or hollow bar or solid bar, anything you needed, they got. Continuous cast iron solids. Got them listed in this book up to 20 inches in diameter. Also can cut your disc. All right, there's your hollow bars. All kind of sizes in there. So like 1 inch ID up to a 6 inch OD. Say you need a piece of 3x6 cast. There's 3, and they got all kind of different sizes listed right there on the OD. So good source for that, and they have a lot of stuff that's not even in this book right here. This is interesting here. Now those cast iron blocks that I sent Tom Lipton, he showed in his video, he's going to make some 1, 2, 3 blocks out for his welding table. All right, this is where it came from, this company right here. We had that piece cut a long time ago. We were going to build something out of it, and we never did. The job never happened. So we had this big piece of flat cast iron that we never finished. So it was the perfect size to make some 1, 2, 3 blocks for Tom. So I cut him a couple pieces. So this is what they do though, is they'll either use a solid round, or they've got a great big plate that they'll saw cut the sizes that you need. If you need some rectangular shapes, they'll actually cut out what you need. That's pretty cool. All right, so here's some of your bigger sizes. Cast iron plate. Let's see. Yep. 14 by 14. That's a big piece of cast. Cast iron squares and rectangulars already cast to shape. All right, then they do the cast tubing here. All right, they do. They got the aluminum bronze, and they have a few different grades of bearing bronze also. Now, the grade of bronze that I use to make that rod eye is not listed in this book, and I don't recall right now what grade it is, but it's very similar to a 660 bearing bronze. So there's cast aluminum bronze in lots of different sizes, solid rounds. Same thing with the plates. They can cut it the size. All right, so here's your 660 bearing bronze. Got them pretty much any size you'd ever need right there. There's a bronze plate. They used to sell naval bronze. I don't know if they might still sell it. I really don't know. All right, here's some other different grades of bronze alloys that they sell. High lead bronze. All right, and then I don't know if they still offer this or not, but here is a page on your stainless steel, and they do the centrifugal casting process on all their stuff. So this is showing you how they actually cast the different sizes, and they can pretty much make any size you need if they don't have it already made up in stock. So like I said, I don't know if Durabar still does the stainless. I didn't see it on their website, but you see any size available. And I've still got some of that stuff down here. We used to use it whenever you got to repair pump housing, make a seal ring. Didn't have size, you know. Dad would call up these guys or somebody else, and they would usually have a piece of centrifugally casted stainless in the dimensional sizes that he needed, and it'd cut you a piece and send it to you. All right, so anyway, that's I wanted to share that with you. That's pretty cool. That's one source right there. As I said, they're not called Southern Alloy. They're called Durabar Metal Services now. And I got one more little brochure here I'll show you. This is another source. It's M&N Metals. And they do the same stuff as Alloy, Southern Alloy here. They stock just about any size cast tubing or solid that you'd ever need. And also the stainless steel. It's cool seeing those pictures, man. Look at all that stock out there. Cast iron, ductile, carbon, stainless, bronze, aluminum, alloy, 4140. And M&N's in Texas, and you see right there, they'll ship it to you wherever you are. So if you ever have a need for something in a cast iron, a bronze, or a stainless that you can't find, give these guys a call, because they probably got what you need, and they'll cut any length you need. If you need a piece 2 inches wide, they'll cut it to you and send it to you UPS. Good company to buy from is M&N Metals. Just thought I'd give you another shot of another cylinder that we just finished. This is another custom one that I've had to build. This is the second one, and I had to machine everything you see on this, including the eyes, the rod, the tube, this lug mount on here. You know, these are O-ring port fittings. I bought those and welded them on. So I've got her pressured up and doing a little test on it. We got it at 3,000 right now. It's a 25. And it's holding good. About 3,000. Good. I think that'll do it, man. Alright, there it is, another custom built cylinder. Well, this is the little shop update on the ceiling work that we got done, and we didn't quite make it as far this week as I was hoping that it was going to happen. But Harry is he's been a pretty busy dude lately, and he works for himself. He doesn't have any helpers, so this is something that he's trying to help me do, and he's not charging me a lot of money for this. So he has other jobs that come up that he has to go to, and you know, it's good paying jobs, so he has to take those. So he's helping me as much as he can, but it's going at a slow process. But dang sirens, man, I swear. Every time I hit record, them sirens come by. But anyway, we've got it to about right here, which is about 20 foot. And this is as far as we got, and he probably won't be able to work on it until starting next Wednesday, because he's got another big job he's got to go do. But I'm just happy now that I can get back here and be able to use the machines again, because we got the lights back up. But anyway, I just was going to give you a real quick update on what it's looking like. So we got the insulation all the way to here, and I mean, that's about it. You know, he's going to go down this strip at the end once they're all up and fill that last little gap in. You know, the width of the shop was sort of an odd size where, you know, you 4, 8, 12, 16, and you got another foot there that you got to fill in. So I was really hoping that by this weekend we were gonna have this done to about right here, which is about where my computer is, but didn't quite make it there. But it's okay. I'm happy that we got this much done. We got my lights back up here, so like I said, I can come out here this weekend and play on the machines if I want to. And it's already looking better. I'm looking back here now, and I'm so used to seeing that dark strip along that side there and over here, and it's just looking so much better. So anyway, that's the update of where we're at right now. So maybe next weekend, the next S&S, I'll have a little bit more to show you. Maybe we'll be up here. Maybe another little run of plywood up this way. I don't know. We'll just see. So I think I originally told you like 1 to 2 weeks, but I was way off on that estimate. So anyway, it's looking good and I'm happy. So just stay tuned. Hopefully we'll have this done pretty soon, and I'll be working on the AC install whenever I get all this finished up here. But it's already getting hot. I mean, it's about 85 degrees out here in the shop right now. So I think by the time I get my AC going, it's going to be in the middle of the summertime. You might be seeing me use my fans quite a bit here pretty soon. All right, so there's your shop ceiling update. All right, well, here's the first box of new tool acquisitions that came in today, actually. And this comes to me from Benjamin Zenter, and he's also on YouTube. He's got a nice channel, so go check him out. He's got a big old planer mill that he uses at his job. So anyway, me and him did a little bit of trading. I had a couple tools that he seen that he liked, and offered me some tools in trade, and we made a deal. So let's see what he sent me. He said he had some extra goodies in here for me also. All right, this was the first thing. This was the main, this was kind of like the main ticket item that we were trading on. And by the way, I sent him a Starrett back plunge indicator set and an ID mic set, and a few other things. Maybe he'll show his stuff in one of his videos, and you can see what I sent him. But anyway, so we got a Fowler extender dial bore gauge set, and this thing looked brand new whenever he showed it to me in a picture. And it does. It looks brand new. There it is right there. And what really struck me about this was, you know, it looks new. It looks like it's barely been used, and he said he's only used it like twice. I don't have a bore gauge in my shop. I always wanted one. So people have asked me, he's like, well, what are you looking for? Well, I don't really know what I'm looking for. I just, you know, things that I don't have, but, you know, if you got something interesting, then email me and let me know. So anyway, he told me about this, and he showed me a picture of it, and I liked it. So we threw this in the deal here, and I'm happy with it. So now I finally got me a pretty decent bore gauge. Okay, well, let's move on. Try to keep it flowing here. All right, there was a few other things that I threw in the deal, or some stuff that he had shown and said, hey, do you want these too? What do you got to offer? Okay, yeah, he's got some extras down in here. All right, we'll start with the stuff that we had traded. Okay, so we got a Jacobs number 14N Jacobs Super Chuck. It looks like it's in great shape, and it's got a 1/8 shank on it. I love the Super Chucks. It's what I always use. And there was 2 more drill chucks, and these are the Albright keyless chucks. We got 2 Albright chucks here. One of them is 0 to 1/4 inch. That's this one here with a number 2 Morse taper. And we got one here that's 0 to 5/16 with a number 2 Morse taper shank. And they both feel great. Nice and smooth. So nice additions to the shop right here. Some new chucks. Alright, the last thing that was thrown in on the deal was this turning tool that takes the round insert. I don't have one of these, and he showed it to me, and I said, yeah, I can use that. So he threw that in the deal. I don't know what I don't know what's going on with this little welded piece on the back here, but that's probably going to get gone. So anyway, we got a nice little round insert tool that we can use on the lathe. Round tools are great for profiling, or if you got to cut a radius in a corner. All right, so now we're getting into the extras. Let's see what you sent, Ben. There's a note. Adam, I hope you enjoy the tools plus extras. Enjoy the videos. Thanks, Ben. All right. So we got us some Raven brand Western style beef jerky. That'll be great again inside with the chair. I love beef jerky. All right, we got some more Ravens brand all-purpose seasoning. All right, that'll be great. We're going to check that out, Ben. Looks like it's good for just about anything. All right. Now this is even special here because I don't have these. What we got here is some, I believe they're made by Easy Lap. Yep. Diamond sharpeners or hones. So we got a diamond hone here, and we got another one right here. This one here is flat, and this one has a radius to it. Nice additions. I don't have any of these, and I actually been wanting some, Ben. So thank you for that. All right, you put on here, Try Me. Steel, 534 RPM, stainless steel, 350 RPM. And it's a drill bit made by Viking, and it's a 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch drill bit, Viking brand. It's got the nitride coating on it. And we'll check it out, Ben. I will tell you that I do have 2 sets of Viking drill bits at work, and they are the left-handed drills. Great for removing broken bolts. Alright, got another little package in here. It says Try Me, and it is some Seco inserts, a CNMG 432 in the TP 3500 grade, and an MP5 TH1000. So I'm going to have to look those up in my book and see what those grades are recommended for. I do use the TP 2500, by the way. So here is the TP 3500 Seco insert, and this one here I've never had before. This is the TH1000. I'm gonna have to research that and find out what it's good for. It's a pretty fancy looking insert right there. All right, so that's some of the goodies there. All right, we got one more thing right here. This is the info on the round insert tool right there. Info for that, and that's his business card. He works for Corcoran Machine Works, and they're up in Corcoran, California. So we've got a little bottle of Anchor Lube, all-purpose metalworking compound. So offhand, just looking at it, I'm not sure exactly what you use this for, so I'll have to figure it out, or I'll ask Ben. I'll send him an email. I've never seen this before or used it, so we'll give that a shot once I find out what we exactly use it for. Let's see. Semi-paste performs well in all metals, especially stainless steel and other exotic metals. It's a clean lubricant. Okay. So there's all of our goodies from Ben this week. And Ben, I'm very happy with the trade we made. I got some nice stuff that I didn't have before, so I'll try the seasoning out, and I'll be enjoying that beef jerky in the evenings. And thank you very much for all the extras that you sent me, buddy. I appreciate it. All right, so the next box that showed up this week, I got it over here on the big welding table. This comes to us from Peter Owens, and as I said, this is another trade that I made with him. He was looking for some machinist tools, and I gathered up a few and showed him what I had. And what he had for trade was a bunch of taper shank drill bits. And what was great about this deal was that he had a lot of drill bits that I didn't have. I've got a lot of drill bits, but it worked out perfect that he had a bunch of odd sizes that I didn't have in my inventory. So we worked up a good deal, and he sent them to me. And he asked me, did he win the prize for the heaviest package so far? And I gotta say, Peter, that it was pretty heavy, and it was heavier than the Pandora's box that showed up. I think Peter's box weighed a little over 120 pounds, and you should have seen that little FedEx guy walk that thing in, man, and set it down. So anyway, grab the camera, come over here to the welding table. Okay, so here is the lot of tools that came from Peter, and it's a bunch of taper shank drills. And here is a specialty that he threw in here for me. He called it the A-Bomb Special. It's got a number 5 Morse taper, and it is a 2 3/4 diameter. So that was a little extra goodie that he threw in the box for me. And what was really great about Peter is that he added, I gave him a list of the drills that I wanted, and he ended up putting them all in the box and sending them all to me, plus the big one right here. So I've actually got this is a list of my drills whenever I was going through all mine and putting them in the Lista, and you can kind of see I've got some that just a ridiculous amount of extras here, and I've got them listed. So he gave me a list of what he had, and a lot of these drill bits I did not have one. So now I got to go through my list and mark some of these things off. But they're all great drills. There is some that have been abused pretty hard. There's a few of them in here that have been cut off and ground flat, and you can see this one's been around the block a few times and back. That's another flat bottom there. There was 3 flat bottom. Some of the grinds don't look that great on them, but I know how to grind a drill bit, so I'll be fixing some of those up. And they are all either USA made or a top quality imported tool, like a German made. Some of them are listed as the Hercules brand of drills, and most of them are a fractional size, like a 32nd or a 64th. And that's what really caught my eye whenever he gave me the list, is that most of them were not in my inventory. So that will help me fill out what I need for my shop. And there is a few extras that I've already got, and I'm going to be picking out a few of these and giving them to Keith Rucker. He's been looking for some taper shank drills, and I have his list also, and I know what he needs and what he don't have. So Keith's going to have a few of these here pretty soon. As you guys might know, I'm going to be going and giving him a visit here in a couple weeks. So there's the new drills that I got this week from Peter Owens. And Peter, if you're watching, thanks a lot for the deal. I'm very happy, and I'm happy to add these drills to my cabinet. All right, so I got one more cool little thing here to show you this week. Decided to go ahead and have me some business cards made up, and these were to help promote my YouTube channel. So I worked with a few people on this deal, and I've got my first box of business cards here. And I'll go ahead, I got one out here and I'll show you. So the front side you probably recognize from my video. Got the picture of the chips from the face-off video. Alright, and on the back side, it's got my info on there. Talking about the shop, my location, and my super secret email address. For all you guys that's been asking me about how to contact me, well, here it is right here. So if you need to write it down, pause the video. So that's the back side, and that's exactly how I wanted it to look. And these cards are not to really promote my shop as far as the shop itself and the work, trying to find work. This is mainly just for my YouTube stuff, and whenever I'm out and about and I'm talking to people and the conversation comes up, I wanted to have a business card in my pocket that I can hand to people and tell them about my channel. So there, it's got it on there. Booth Machine Shop, Pensacola, Florida. It's got my email and my YouTube channel on the card. So I had some help making these, and Quinn Berry, he's the one that helped me make the pictures for my videos that I use. I had emailed him and asked him could he help me design a business card, and he said sure, and he helped me out. We worked out a nice little deal, and I told him exactly what I wanted it to look like, and the very first time he sent it back, and it was exactly how I pictured it. I wanted a double-sided business card with this picture on one side and the back just showing my basic YouTube info in my email. So he did it. So what happened here was Quinn designed it for me, sent me the PDF files. My buddy Gil, his brother owns a print shop here locally, so I forwarded the email to Gil, and he then forwarded it to his brother that owns the print shop to have me some cards made up. So Gil helped me out, and also his brother, and his brother owns Image Printing and Digital Services in Mariester, Florida, which is just down the road from here, Fort Walton Beach area. So Gil's brother printed out the cards for me, and now I've got some pretty cool looking business cards I can hand out when I'm talking to people and let them know that I got a YouTube channel about machine shop work. So that's it. Just wanted to share that with you guys, man. I was excited to have these things.